Hi, I'm Dennis Farney.
And I'm Jasmine Martin.
This is our HL 367 Program Planning and Evaluation presentation. Our mission is to educate kids aged 12 to 18 about every form of aggressive behavior by utilizing a safe environment to promote wellness, healthy lifestyles, and boost self-esteem. The program that we came up with was called LEAD, which stands for Learning and Education of Aggressive Demeanor. And for our project, we decided that a good job position for us would be an outreach coordinator. That would allow us to reach out to other schools and districts that may have a high rate of bullying or aggression and try and combat that with a leadership program.
Here we have three different quotes from three different sources, all claiming that bullying has nothing but negative effects. So we have a general need that bullying needs to be decreased.
Using our sources, we could theoretically define aggressive behavior, because bullying can be defined as repeatedly, not just once or twice, harming others. And this can be done by physical attack or by hurting each other's feelings through words, actions, or social exclusion. Bullying may be done by one person or by a group, and it's an unfair match since the bully is usually either physically, verbally, or socially stronger than the victim. And this can be seen throughout the school, whether it's just a student pushing another kid into the lockers or cyberbullying, whereas people come up with hazing or truly cutting remarks online. And that tends to be a problem due to the anonymity of the situation.
Here's a diagram for bully-proofing your school. As you can see, victims, caring majority of students, parental community, teachers and other staff, and bullies are all associated to the school environment. So if we change the school environment and utilize a safe environment that educates and boosts self-esteem and creates healthy lifestyles, then
It works. It works really well. So, we came up with a really cool survey. Well, we found a really cool survey, and we would use this as our test reflecting our theoretical definition. This anonymous survey would be handed out to all the students in the school, and they don't have to fill out their name or anything like that. And it does a very good job of showing if they feel safe at school, if they feel like they're being prejudiced or bullied or anything like that. This is something that we give before and after our intervention.
not only does this anonymous survey ask about bullying, but it also asks where the problem is taking place and who is causing the problem. By getting this feedback from students, we can offer better information on how to better approach the situation.
So how do we know if this test is valid? We feel that the test could be valid if it measures what it purports to measure. So we're not worried about who it is exactly at this point, but the fact that it is happening. Being anonymous can be key to supplying an honest and accurate answer. So hopefully people don't feel like they're being singled out with these surveys if everyone is getting it. And like I said earlier, doing a before and after test, we would be able to test the efficacy of our program in relation to students' self-esteem and sense of worth.
We will assess the specific need by giving a pre-test to the entire middle and high school. So the first question asks if there's even bullying as a problem in the school or even around the school. So if a quarter of the students answer that question with agree or strongly agree, then we know that they have experienced bullying to some degree that poses a threat to the school as a whole.
So we do have some measurable objectives. What we want to have happen is the student population to experience 20% less violent incidences in the school at the end of our 4 to 8 week program. And at the end of our intervention, we want leadership and anti-aggression programs to be self-sustaining at the schools involved. We want all of our students to be able to identify bully victim behavior in conflict and observance. And we want the frequency of students standing up to aggression and reporting to increase by 10%. So in the end, we want less occurrences, We want people to identify what is happening and to be able to stand up for it.
Next, we want to plan an evidence-based program. So we developed a program called LEAD, Learning and Education of Aggressive Demeanors.
It was very much based upon the Bully Project. We found it was a great program and stuff, but we wanted to incorporate a little bit of our own flavor into it.
So the Bully Project began as just a setup for introducing middle school and high school students to the short-term and long-term effects of bullying. Our program will be doing almost the same, but we'll be educating to create leadership programs because leadership is
very much associated with bullying and aggression. Studies have shown that people who are involved in scholastic aggression tend to be better leaders. They're able to get other people riled up to pick on someone else. And if we can channel that energy into a more positive environment, a more positive outcome, I think that we could do a really good job of not only just changing the school environment, but possibly, changing the world.
Both programs begin during school and continue as an after-school program. So ours will initially be during school, which will take place during an assembly, and then will continue as an after-school educational club for leadership.
And while the Bully Project is a very new program, they've had very good results. It just started in 2013, though I'm sure that they've had other precursors to this project in the past, whereas our program was just theorized in 2014. And hopefully, if this all works out, we can get it going soon. So, behavior change model. You got to know what to do. By becoming more aware of the negative effects of bullying through the LEAD program. You got to know how to do it. So listening in lectures, participating in discussions, and engaging in activities will allow students the proper techniques to respond in an aggressive situation. These kids have to want to do it. Students will want to participate through motivation by teachers, counselors, and their parents, and other students. Hopefully we can get other local celebrities, depending what's going on, other heroes to the students. Because these students have to believe they can do it by using self-efficacy and encouragement from peers and the push to become leaders. And they have to have a supportive environment. And we will create a safe space and class community seeking change in full support of each other. We want a place where they can feel confident in teaching each other about what they've been going through. So, we need to evaluate our program to make sure that we do see a change in aggressive behavior. And we have to make sure that we have all the holes in our logic all plugged up. So you got to check for threats to internal validity. Let's say we started our intervention in October. So now October is National Bully Prevention Month. So you might experience an artificial surge in support for other students. It is a popular thing. Though it might be a good thing, any results we can't necessarily attribute to our program. Also, starting later in the school year could pose a problem to our program as well. When you start later in the school year, you tend to have social cliques that are pretty solid and well formed. And this could lead to a decrease in participation in other extracurricular activities, such as the LEAD program.
So what's our mission fit question? Did we increase the awareness of the negative effects of bullying in teens through literature? Well, how are we supposed to know? We have a post-test in which the same anonymous survey will be given to students. Here, they will indicate whether they have experienced victimization or bullying to any experience.
So, marketing and communication efforts. What's the use of having a program if nobody knows about it? So, what we have done is we've designed a web page for LEAD, and we can use that. We can use QR codes to help kids, use their smartphones and just scan that, go straight to the page, learn a little bit more. But it also have great resources for adults and volunteers, parents, anyone that wants to get involved with a program like this in their school. We also developed a Facebook page to help keep parents and educators and students motivated and informed. We decided that it'd be a really cool idea to kind of do like an anonymous group on there, so people could post their frustrations with being bullied or excluded or anything like that. They send us a message, we post it anonymously, and people can hopefully answer or give advice or at least be aware of what's going on. We also had the idea of sending home school newsletters and whatnot, explaining the program and mission, any sort of reading material for anyone involved.
Here are just 3 examples of different apps that can be used on either Apple products or Android. These apps are either games or just educational. So the games will just help students understand what is bullying, how to.
Oh yeah, just how to combat it and how to get how to. It's a really good program to get people aware of what is happening in their community around them, whether or not they know it or not.
The last app is actually for parents and educators, in which they can get tips on how to talk to their children or students about bullying and if they're experiencing any victimization.
We found some really good grant information just searching online. The Pacers Foundation. It was really cool. They supply a large amount of money towards bullying and leadership programs. As you can see, the need, almost 30% of teens in the United States have been shown to be involved in bullying as either a bully or a target of bullying, or both. Children who bully are more likely to report that they own guns for risky reasons, such as to gain respect or frighten others. And that is according to the American Medical Association. So what the Pacers Foundation is doing about it is it supports the efforts of, well, they're Indiana-based, so they support the efforts of Indiana groups that teach tolerance and respect for diversity, focus on breaking down racial, ethnic, religious, and other barriers by bringing youth from all walks of life together and exposing everyone to cultures and other ways of life other than their own. And also, of course, helps carry out anti-bullying and anti-stigma programs. They really like to focus on school-based programs, faith-based programs, and other nonprofit organizations. So hopefully, our program will be a perfect candidate for some foundation grant money and funding to help us get our feet off the ground.
And here's our webliography filled with 15 different sources. Here's the webliography filled with 15 different sources of different articles that we found to be very informational on creating our program LEAD. So we hope you enjoyed this.
Thank you very much for listening and watching. And remember, lead on and follow me.